So yeah, sorry about that. My my phone died. My other phone. I was watching the game on the Fox Sports app because I don't have cable. So I used my other phone to watch the game, and I ran out of space. I think on the old iPhone. So yeah, it's about midnight now. So, um, in fact, Ohio State just lost, and I don't even care. That's kind of euphoric sense I am feeling right now. So, like a lot of fans, we know the story. 1945, 1908. 1908 is the last time that they won. 1945 is the last time they've been to the World Series. So yeah, I used to have a back-to-back 1907 and 1908 champions sweatshirt. It's kind of embarrassing to have that sweatshirt. 1907, 1908. At least they won. Back when my mom and dad weren't alive, maybe not even my grandparents. But I digress. So 1984, my favorite team, probably of all time. Ron Say at third, Larry Bow at short, of course Ryan Sandberg at second, Jody Davis catching, Bob Denier, Ryan Matthews. I can't think of the first baseman. Leon Durham, my favorite player of all time. During that stretch, Leon Durham. Of course, you had Rick Sutcliffe. Was our main pitcher. And Lee Smith closing out. Of course, they fell to the Chargers. The Padres. 1984. They're up 2-0 in day games. Played in Chicago. They won the first 2 games and lost the next 3. It was a 5-game series then. 1989. Completely bombed away by Will Clark, who batted like 900. But that was a great team too, with Andre Dawson in right field, Ryan Sandberg. And we had a couple of rookies like Jerome Walton and who's that guy's name? Dwight Smith, I think his name is. Yeah, that was a pretty good team. Mitch Williams, Wild Thing. But I think we lost in 5 in that one. And then 98 happened, which was a wild card team. Sosa had a huge year, 66 bombs, but then he ran into the best pitching staff ever. Kerry Wood, Rookie of the Year. But we had a couple of good pitchers there. I think Buechele was still there. Steve Buechele. No, now he's a third baseman. Anyway. So yeah, that was the 98 Cubs that got swept in 3 to the Braves with Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz. But we came back at them in 2003, beat the Braves, and probably a great team that one was as well. Picked up Kenny Lofton and Aramis Ramirez. Aramis Ramirez played third base. Kenny Lofton third. Alex Gonzalez at short. Of course, you had Sosa, Moses Alou. Yeah, we have a second baseman. I can't remember. Catcher. Of course, you had Pryor and Wood. And we know that story. That ended badly, of course. Up 3-1. And lost the next 3. Of course, Game 6. 5 outs away from the World Series. Steve Bartman play. But honestly, come on. The Cubs melted down. Not because of one guy. There's one play. He imploded and gave up like 5-6 runs. And then lost Game 7 with Kerry Wood on the mound. So yeah, we all remember that. 2007, 2008, swept. Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Last year, great run. Beat the hated Cardinals. Beat the Pirates to get out of the wild card. Then beat the Cardinals, which was awesome. Finally get to beat the hated Cardinals. Then we took on the Mets, which Daniel Murphy was awesome. And then probably one of the best pitching staffs we ran into. Got swept there. But this year, 103 wins. And talk about some clutch. All the teams I mentioned found some ways to lose or implode. Especially 2003 and 1984 teams. But look at that. Look at Game 4 of the Giants when they were, pretty much done. Which a lot of people thought they were done. I was about ready to go to bed because it was so late. And they were down 3. And then I think Bryant got a hit. And then Rizzo walked, I believe. So that was amazing to come back and win down by 3 in the 9th inning. Knowing that we probably could have been facing Bumgarner in Game 5, which was, I believe that was the next pitcher. But that was an unbelievable way to win. And then Dodgers, after awesome Game 1 with the grand slam, I mean, awesome. Then next 2 games don't even get a run off Kershaw and Rich Hill of all people. So yeah, I think they went 21 innings before they just started exploding in games 4 and 5. And Lester pitched a gem in Game 5, and then of course tonight Hendricks didn't give up a run, gave up 2 hits. It was awesome, and I didn't see most of the game because I was working. I came home at 7th inning, I think. I was following on my phone even though I was trying to work. But yeah, they got to Kershaw early, and then Chapman ended it. So, and I didn't even flip it to Ohio State. Ohio State's my favorite football team, as I said earlier. Or I may not have said, but whatever. They won. Go to the World Series. Ohio State lost, and I guess they imploded in the 4th quarter. So looks like they're going to drop out of the top 5, losing to Penn State, who they were 20-point underdogs. Penn State was. So yeah, that's kind of a brief history about the Cubs. I've been to probably a dozen or so games over the years. My first game was 1982, I think. I met Ernie Banks. I got a picture of it somewhere. He was standing outside the stadium, and my dad knew who he was. We had no idea who he was then. There's no internet in 1982. So my dad said, Ernie Banks. He recognized him. So anyway, I went to the 98 game, which was awesome. It was Kerry Wood versus Tom Glavine. That was a great game. I think Kerry Wood went 8 innings and Glavine went 9. And the Cubs won on a pinch hit home run in the 10th inning. It was 2-1, but Kerry Wood struck out 14, I think. He was awesome. I think that was, I don't know if it was a second or third start after his 20-game strikeout game. I'll have to look that up, I'm sure. There's a box score somewhere, but that was in late May. And actually, Sosa didn't play yet. He was out. He was hurt. And that's before he went on his June tear of like 20 home runs, I think he had in June. So, yeah, I also went to a 2008 game when they... I think that was before they won the pennant, which was a cool team, by the way. They had Derek Lee and Alfonso Soriano. It's a high-priced guys. All right. I just wanted to wrap up this video. I probably look tired. So, I'm really excited about Tuesday in the World Series. The Cubs Cubs are in the World Series. It's awesome. Go Cubs, go.